I have to be honest with you, I never thought I would be making this video, but today's video is all about body hair, something that is very unglamorous to talk about. We all deal with it differently. So in today's video, I want to talk about the way that I have managed my leg hair for the last 2 years that has been really beneficial for me. It has been very cheap and it takes me about 5 minutes once a week. Now, if you're like me, you probably have spent most of your life since you were a teenager shaving your legs. That was until I discovered epilating. But I've been on a road trip for a few weeks, so I haven't epilated in a month. A couple of days ago when I got back from vacation, I epilated one of my legs and realized what a dramatic difference it was, and I wanted to show you the other ones. So before and after, side by side. When you look at this, you notice that this is shinier, it's smoother, it feels a lot better. This one looks duller. And I'm going to show you what it actually looks like when I'm epilating. I personally hate the prickly feeling, and I love that feeling of freshly shaved legs as soon as you get in bed and your linens are rubbing over them and it's all smooth. So I actually used to shave my legs every other day max, but during the summer, every day. I've lived in warmer climates where I was wearing sundresses or shorts every day, and I just couldn't stand how prickly and dark my leg hairs got. That was until I discovered epilating. With epilating, I don't have to buy expensive razors, and it's not something I have to do every day. I epilate once a week, and I could probably go 2 weeks without epilating. For the rest of today's video, I'm going to be in the bathroom, specifically in the bathtub, because I want to show you what a dramatic difference it is when you epilate and what it actually feels like, so you'll be able to see like if I scream or cry. I think epilating gets a bad rap for being painful, and I think the first couple of times you do it, it can be a little bit painful, but let me show you what my legs look like. Be gracious. So this is after epilating maybe 4 or 5 days ago, and as you can see, it looks very hairless still. So as I look at this leg, I'm very happy with how it looks. It feels very, very smooth, and the few hairs that were missed because they were too short, it doesn't feel prickly like after you shave your legs and you wait a few days. Now this is my unshaved, unepilated leg. And I know it looks really dramatic, but I haven't shaved in probably a week. So this is as long as probably I've ever seen my leg hair. So side by side, when you look at this, you notice that this is shinier, it's smoother, it feels a lot better. This one looks duller. It actually makes my leg look darker because those leg hairs are really dulling the tone of my skin, and it feels, I mean, it's not like second day stubble kind of feel, but it's just not smooth. And this is nice and soft, and I just much prefer, obviously, a smooth leg. I wanted to make this video now because I think my leg hair condition is probably similar to someone who has never epilated before. After 5 weeks, just about all the hair grew back. So here's a live demo of me epilating. So I'm gonna put it on the 2nd speed and show you what it looks like. So this is where I just epilated, and this is where I did not. So you can tell there are a few places I just need to go back through. Oh my gosh, this hair is insane. I have never actually seen all this hair, my gosh. Wow. So what I love about this is that all that hair is completely out of my skin now, which means like you don't get that dark under the skin stubble look. It feels super smooth, and I probably won't epilate again until a week from now. I'll probably just have a few hairs pop up and they'll be a lot thinner and just not as noticeable either by touch or by sight. Thank goodness. Okay, now don't get me wrong. Here in my shower, I have shaving cream and a razor, but the Epilator, so this is for size, is what I really use much more regularly. If I was shaving, I would probably have to shave every day in the summer and every other day, maybe the rest of the year, because I just cannot stand the feel of stubble. Now I decided to start epilating using the logic that only someone with a finance degree would have. I calculated the number of hours it would cost me over my lifetime to continue shaving my legs and arms, and the cost in money. And appallingly, if you shave your legs every day or every other day and your arms, then it's going to cost you 1,728 hours of your life. I couldn't live with that. I made this little chart, and I know this is extremely dorky, but I'm comparing the difference between shaving, waxing, laser hair removal, and epilating. With shaving, which is what most of us do, it will cost you about 2 hours of your month and $120 every year. While shaving is probably the more normal option, it means that you're going to suffer through prickly legs the very next day and continue to until you shave again and again. With waxing, it doesn't cost as much of your time, but it definitely costs a lot of money. I had my legs waxed for about a year, and I just realized this wasn't a manageable lifestyle. So with waxing, the upside is that your legs are smooth for 2 to 4 weeks, but it's really pricey. The next option is laser hair removal, and I've had laser hair removal done on my underarms, and I'm so glad I did. I don't think epilating your underarms sounds very comfortable. For my underarms, I have shaved, I have waxed, and I've had laser hair removal. With laser hair removal, you are required to have between 6 to 10 appointments. It depends on how thick your hair is and how reluctant it is to submit to that laser machine, and each of those appointments costs a lot of money. It is a great permanent solution, but the upfront cost is quite steep. With epilating, I found a happy medium. It was going to cost about 30 minutes a month to keep my arms and my legs smooth, and it just had an initial upfront cost of about $100. So my final verdict was epilating was the balance of cost of time and money that I could work with. 2 years later, and I'm very happy with that decision. My legs stay smooth for days after I've epilated, and when I do get hairs, they are just light and sparse. Okay, if I've convinced you to try epilating for the first time, then I want to give you some tips to make sure your first session goes as well as possible. Now, you do need to expect a small amount of pain. It's not as painful as waxing, because waxing is pulling all the hair in a strip off at once, whereas epilating are individual hairs. So it's much more comparable to getting your eyebrows threaded, where it's just kind of like a little rubber band pop every few seconds. So first, expect a little bit of pain. I always say if you're gonna go through something painful, at least I don't know, have some French fries beforehand, a glass of wine, something to put you in a more relaxed mood, put on some spa music. Expect that little bit of pain, but you can still be happy through it. Secondly, be sure to exfoliate your skin, because shaving does exfoliate and kind of get the skin off of those little bitty hairs. So you want to do that beforehand, and afterwards you do not want to apply lotion like you would if you were shaving, because your pores are open from those hairs being plucked out, and you don't want to load oil back into them. Just let it naturally heal. It's going to be really tempting because you're used to that feeling of putting lotion on after you shave, but just don't add anything to your legs afterwards. Now, thirdly, I recommend epilating in the shower. You can do it under a stream of water. It keeps things just more comfortable. It's going to mean you might have to have a second pass at it because it's not pulling all the hairs out at once, but if it's more comfortable for you, I would say go for that. And fourthly, what I really wish someone would have told me before I epilated the first time is to make sure you're pressing the epilator firm against your skin as you go. It might be tempting because it's a little bit painful to separate it from your skin and just kind of do it lightly, but it feels a lot better and it's more likely to get the full follicle out of the pore if you press it firmly against your skin, and it is just a lot more comfortable. So if you're fed up with wasting your money and time on shaving your legs and you're just looking for a new option to have silky smooth legs all through the summer, then definitely try out an epilator. And if you have any questions about it that I haven't answered, leave them in the comments and I'll be sure to get right back to you. I hope you've enjoyed this video, the first video in the Better Beauty series, and I will see you back next week with a brand new video. Take care.